version of yourself that must die tonight, the one who waits, the one who doubts, the one who starts, then stops, the one who dreams but never demands. That version of you has been given too much time, too much comfort, and too much power. And if you do not destroy him now, he will destroy everything you came here to become. You know him well. He makes promises, then breaks them. He speaks of greatness, but lives in hesitation. He fears criticism. He blames the world. He explains failure. He walks in the costume of potential, but has never once stepped into command. And he has lived inside you long enough. He has robbed you of years. He has wasted opportunities. He has silenced your will, delayed your fortune, and invited fear into your house. And tonight he dies, not by chance, but by decision. For no man can become something new while carrying the corpse of who he used to be. This message is not for the weak version of you. It is for the new man, the man who is rising, the man who has decided to lead his mind, command his thought, and obey the laws of success without apology. That man lives by decision. That man is born through repetition. That man begins here. What you are about to hear is not entertainment. It is war. A war between your past and your future. A war between delay and discipline. And as you listen, the weak self will fight to survive. He will whisper that you can wait. He will tell you that you've heard it all before, but that voice must be crushed. If you will listen, truly listen, with your full attention, without distraction, without excuses, and with definite purpose, then you will begin to feel a shift, not outside, but within. And when a man changes inwardly, the world is forced to obey. This is law. This is power. This is where it begins. You must not pause this. You must not skim. This is a command to your deeper self, a ritual of death and rebirth. Every word spoken is a chisel against the old identity. Every sentence is a brick in the fortress of the new man. This is your final night as the former self, if you choose to listen with belief. So now decide. Listen with fire. Listen with hunger. Listen as if your future depends on it, because it does. The weak man cannot be negotiated with. He must be destroyed. And if you listen to this message in full, without retreat, he will not survive the night. Let the execution begin. A man who does not choose his identity will have it chosen for him, and the world does not choose greatness. The world chooses weakness. It molds you into indecision. It shapes you into fear. It praises comfort and curses ambition. And unless you rise with intention, it will write your story in the language of mediocrity. You were not born weak, but weakness was fed to you, word by word, doubt by doubt, delay by delay. And if you do not stand now and confront the inner imposter, he will speak for you. He will choose your tone, your walk, your posture, your fate. You will become his puppet, and he will call that survival. But I say to you, you cannot grow and remain the same. The old version of yourself must be destroyed, not gently, not gradually, destroyed. For every new self is born only after the burial of the old, and growth is not birth, it is war. One version of you must die so the true one can live. There is no room in one mind for two masters. The indecisive man wants to grow while staying the same. He wants to rise without change. He wants to be praised without pain. But the man who becomes something greater must say, that former version of me no longer lives here. He has been evicted. Decision is the first act of power. Before faith, before persistence, before success, you must decide. And that decision must be complete, not half-hearted, not filled with exit plans, not delayed. The weak self survives through delay. The powerful self is born through decision. Every man I have studied, those who built fortunes, led nations, defied odds, they each had one moment where they buried the lesser man. It was not loud. It was not seen by the world, but it was final. From that moment on, they lived by a new command. They did not return to weakness even when tempted. Abraham Lincoln is such a man. He was not born bold. He wrestled with doubt, with depression, with rejection, but the day he chose purpose above comfort, the weak version of him was buried. He no longer made decisions from fear. He made them from duty. And that duty gave him the spine to endure a nation's storms. You must do the same. You must bury the man who hesitates. You must kill the man who explains. You must destroy the man who waits for approval. If you do not destroy him, he will destroy your potential. And no matter how much you desire success, your identity will pull you backward until it is remade. This is your command. Choose. Kill the version of you that hesitates, or be enslaved by him forever. There is no middle ground. There is no room for both the builder and the beggar. There is no tomorrow for the man who won't decide today. Either the weak man dies tonight, or your vision will die with him. Write it, say it, seal it in your mind. The man who drifts has no say in the future. The man who decides owns it. Speak now this affirmation with force. I am no longer available to be the weak man I once was. Not maybe, not one day, not when I feel ready. Now tonight, forever. Let it be known in your bones. The former self does not get to speak anymore. He is not to be consulted. He is not to be missed. He is not to be remembered. He is dead, and the man who replaces him is rising, word by word, repetition by repetition, belief by belief. And hear me clearly, the world does not change for the man who waits. It does not pause for your comfort. It does not lower the mountain. It demands you become more, and it will only respond to the man who declares, the former me has been removed, the builder has arrived. Do not allow sentiment to protect weakness. The old version of you was necessary to get here, but he is not permitted to stay. Your future cannot be built with the materials of your past. Your dream cannot rest on the foundation of a drifting identity. You must tear down the old house. And you must begin now. Burn the blueprint of hesitation. Remove the habits that speak for him. Change your tone. Stand differently. Breathe differently. Walk as though you no longer have time to entertain the former self, because you don't. You have one life, and it belongs to the man who chooses to own it. You may feel resistance as you do this. That is normal. The weak version of you will fight to survive. He will speak in your thoughts. He will whisper reasons to stay the same. But you are not listening to him. You are not consulting him. You are killing him. Repeat. I am no longer available to be him. Let this decision echo. Let it become your rhythm. Let it ring in your chest until your blood obeys it. This is not a moment. It is a departure. You are leaving behind the man who made excuses. You are cutting ties with the man who started but never finished. You are unrecognizable to him now. Say it once more. I do not serve the old self. I command the new one. Say it with certainty, for the future does not ask for credentials. It asks for conviction. And conviction is born from the man who decides to never look back. You are not weak. You are simply untrained. You are not broken. You are simply undecided. But now, in this hour, with this repetition, with this decision, you are becoming the man who cannot be stopped. Because you have removed the one thing that always did, your former self. Drift into sleep now. Not as the man you were, but as the man who has begun again. Sleep with intention. Sleep with direction. Sleep as one who has buried the old and now walks only with the new. And may every thought you think from this night forward begin with this vow: I am no longer the man who waits. I am the man who builds. The man you have been was not born in one day. He was sculpted by repetition. Your habits, your posture, your thoughts, your delays, they were all rehearsed. Weakness is not a trait, it is a pattern. And every time you chose comfort over command, hesitation over decision, you fed the pattern that shaped your former self. The weak version of you was not born. He was installed. And if he was installed, he can be removed. You are not bound by temperament, by past, or by feeling. You are bound only by what you repeat. And if you begin to repeat strength with the same loyalty you once gave to delay, then strength will become your new nature. This is the law of cosmic habit force, the invisible mechanism by which all thoughts once repeated become behavior, and all behavior once repeated becomes identity. It is not emotional, it is not personal, it is law, and law makes no exception for men who wish without work. You must now accept this truth. What you repeat, you become. There is no shortcut, no secret beyond this. If you rehearse defeat, you will act defeated. If you rehearse discipline, you will behave decisively. The repetition is the sculptor, and your identity is its clay. Most men repeat weakness. They repeat indecision and call it wisdom. They repeat complaint and call it realism. They repeat excuse and call it circumstance. They do not see that they are rehearsing the very things that prevent their rise. And then they ask why success flees from them. You must do the opposite. You must begin repeating power in your thoughts, in your words, in your decisions, in your very breathing. Say aloud now, I do not explain myself, I act. I do not wait for strength, I repeat it until it is mine. These are not sentences. These are weapons. These are chisels. These are commands. Let these phrases enter your subconscious. Speak them not as wishes, but as decrees. The subconscious obeys only the voice it hears most often. If it hears doubt more than belief, it will build weakness. If it hears courage more than fear, it will build strength. Speak now as a man who understands this law. Andrew Carnegie was such a man. He repeated inner power until it replaced every outer obstacle. He did not wait to feel confident. He rehearsed confidence until it became his state. His words were few. His thoughts were definite. His identity was not gifted. It was built. He did not rise by accident. He rose by repetition. His thoughts were trained. His speech was measured. He surrounded himself with those who reinforced belief, not confusion. And he obeyed the law of cosmic habit force, not once but daily, until it bent the world in his favor. You must do the same. Begin now to repeat only that which belongs to the man you intend to become. Refuse to speak as the old self. Refuse to rehearse his patterns. Every word, every thought, every act, let it belong to the version of you who builds, who believes, who decides. You may not feel it yet. That does not matter. Repetition builds what emotion cannot. Emotion may change with the weather, but repetition builds identity in stone. Each night you say the same words, each morning you rise with the same commands. You are replacing the old rhythm with a new one. Let your new rhythm be this. I walk with decision, I think with strength, I act with clarity. Say it again and again and again, until your bones obey it, until your tone changes, until your walk speaks for you, until the world no longer recognizes the version of you that once hesitated. You must understand, there is no neutral repetition. Every word you speak is either reinforcing power or reinforcing weakness. Every thought you allow is either building the builder or feeding the beggar. Every conversation you entertain is either aligning you with greatness or anchoring you to delay. You cannot say, I will change, and then speak as the old self. You cannot think thoughts of fear, speak words of drift, and expect to rise in purpose. That is madness. The law will not obey double minds. It will follow the rhythm you repeat, no matter what that rhythm is. So I tell you again, take control of your repetition. Speak deliberately. Think deliberately. Move as one who has no interest in his former vocabulary. Say to yourself each night, I am no longer shaped by weakness, I shape myself with strength. I will not drift, I repeat clarity. I do not explain, I do, I do, I do. These are the seeds. And what you plant tonight, you shall reap tomorrow. Not in fantasy, but in form. And the only way to change what you see is to change what you rehearse. Change the loop, change the life. Change the phrase, change the fate. say what he would say, think what he would think, repeat what he would repeat, and the man you want to be shall rise, not because you found him, but because you built him. You built him through loyalty to repetition. You built him through obedience to the law. You built him because you finally understood identity is not inherited, it is installed. And so, my friend, let this night mark the burial of the old rhythm. Let your subconscious hear a new voice. Let your thoughts become a daily workshop of belief. And when you rise, rise as a man who no longer wonders how to change. He knows. He has begun. For now you know. The man you were was nothing but a rhythm, and the man you are becoming is nothing but a new one, repeated. The greatest danger to a man is not the world outside. It is the mind within that is left untrained. The weak man does not fall because life is hard. He falls because he never learned to command his own thought. And a mind that is not governed will collapse under pressure, drift in confusion, and obey any voice louder than its own. There is no such thing as a neutral mind. Either your mind is an obedient servant to your purpose, or it is a reckless traitor, working for fear, doubt, and delay. The man who becomes great does not merely hope for clarity. He trains his mind to obey him, like a soldier, like a machine, like a tool of creation. Weakness thrives in the absence of definite command. When you do not instruct your mind, others will. The news will do it. The crowd will do it. The critics will do it. Emotion will do it. And once they take hold, your mind becomes a battlefield, and you lose before the day even begins. You must speak to your mind like a general speaks to an army, with clarity, with tone, with repetition, with certainty. You must give it orders before the world does. And if you do not, the old man will return, and he will speak with the voice of logic, and you will believe him. He will say, rest today. Try tomorrow. Be realistic. Play it safe. And if your mind is untrained, you will obey him. Not because you are weak, but because you never told your mind who it belongs to. But I say to you now, you are the commander, and you must speak accordingly. Say this aloud and say it with force. My mind is my instrument. It obeys me. I do not obey it. Let that sentence become your armor. Repeat it until your thoughts begin to fall in line, until you feel your inner posture straighten, until hesitation begins to retreat from the weight of your words. Every morning, every night, command your mind. Tell it where you're going. Tell it what to focus on. Tell it what it may speak and what it must silence. If you do not, it will wander, and the wandering mind never leads to wealth. It leads to drift, and drift is the domain of failure. Let me speak plainly. The man who does not command his mind has no future, for the world will shape him. The critics will define him. The past will enslave him. And the mind, left to roam, will always return to its most familiar thought, fear. But you are not that man anymore. You are not the man who lets thought control action. You are the man who chooses his thoughts and uses them as weapons. You are the man who rises with a mental blueprint and executes it without apology. Henry Ford is proof of this. His belief was so definite that no opposition could dislodge it. He was not swayed by mockery. He did not care for opinion. His engineers told him his vision was impossible, but his mind was already made up, and so the world bent to match it. He trained his mind to follow instruction, and instruction repeated long enough becomes nature. This is the principle of all success. Tell your mind who you are until it forgets who you were. Do not wait for proof. Do not beg for evidence. Command it, and let your results follow. Now say this with power. I am not what I think by chance. I am what I think by choice.